Hey everyone! Today we are going to be getting ready for our next clay project, which will be these really fun mini ceramic slab boxes. So let's first talk about what we're trying to do with this project. So our goal is to take those hand building techniques that we've gone over before when we have talked about clay hand building, and then pairing your creative thinking to design and create a three-dimensional decorative ceramic slab box. So we already know the slab method pretty well, so it'll be kind of a continuation of what we've already built on with our shoe project. So we've talked about these three clay hand building techniques before. There's pinch, coil, and slab. Obviously we know a lot about slab, maybe not as much about pinch and coil, but you could be using all three of these combined for this particular project. So we will be using the slab hand building method to create the walls and the overall form of the box. There is a good chance you'll be using the slab method for other parts of your ceramic box, but again, you could be using a combination of all of these things. So we will talk about how to create this the next time in class when we actually start building the form of our clay box. So in addition to building the form of the box, you are going to be creating a design for the outside of the box. So there is a chance that you could be using the pinch method, you could be using the coil method, the slab method, or just molding things and adding it to your box. There's going to be a lot of additive features that you're going to be creating three-dimensionally with your clay and then adding those things to your ceramic box. So here are some examples, and I will leave this slides presentation on the classroom assignment so that you can go back to it if you want to, just to help you figure out ideas. Here are just some basic ideas of what these could look like when you're finished with them. And here's a couple more also. I want you to notice that they all have something on top of the lids for handles. So that is another element that you need to think about too, is how are you going to design the handle and what is that going to look like. So to brainstorm the design of your mini slab box, you are going to pick a theme. And when we talk about themes in art, it's just referred to a broad idea or a message that's trying to be conveyed in an artwork. So your chosen theme should influence and be directly related to what additive pieces and designs you create and put onto your clay box. So when you're thinking of your theme, also think of objects, symbols, or images that are related to your theme. So it can be a very broad general theme, something like sports, summer, nature. It does not have to be something super specific. So if I was using a theme example like summer, some of the things that I could pair with this could be the sun, the beach, an ice cream cone, sunglasses, any of those things that remind you of summer and are visual. Those are things that you can use and ideas you can use to create your designs today. So this is what you're going to be working on today. We are going to be completing this slab box creative plan worksheet. So not only is it going to give you an opportunity to brainstorm the ideas that you have for the theme of your box, but also to sketch what all of the angles of your ceramic box are going to look like. So on the front of the worksheet, it'll look like this. You are going to fill in where it says theme concept. So whatever you narrow down your theme, go ahead and write it there. And then you're going to give me just a general front view of what your clay box is going to look like. One thing that you will want to include also on the top of your box is what you're going to create for the handle. So if you go back and look at the examples that I showed you, you're going to see different types of items that people added to the top of their box. Those will be the handles so that we can create a lid and you can easily lift the lid off of the box. So you'll have to think about what you can include as the handle on top and make sure that you draw that. I also want you to think about what items are going to be three-dimensional and additive items that you'll put onto the box, and then what things will be carved into your box as well. So those are also things to think about. So you will completely draw and sketch out what the general front view of the box is going to look like, including the lid and the handle. My example that I finished is also hanging up on the board. So that's something that you can look at if you want an example of what I'm looking for in your drawings. Then on the back of the worksheet, there are additional views that you're going to draw. So you will have 4 sides to your box, and then also, of course, the top for the lid. So you are going to draw for me all of the designs that you're going to be putting on each of the sides so that you know exactly what's going on to your box and you have that planned out. So when you are creating these designs, one thing I want to tell you is that it is a creative starting point. So I want you to really brainstorm your ideas and think of the best way to visually communicate your theme when you're making your designs today, when you're sketching out your designs. So once you have completed your drawings, if you have time, go ahead and add color so that you can plan out what you're going to be coloring for when we do the glaze portion of the project. But you are going to turn this in when you're finished. So make sure your name is on it and turn it in when you are done.